Hello, everyone. This is Ryan Williams here. I certainly wanted to take this opportunity of thanking those of you that have attended. And before we get going, I just want to do a quick little sound check, if you don't mind. So in the chat function there on the right-hand side, if you can hear me loud and clear, just go ahead and click yes, or whatever you choose to do would be fine. And then on that note, Dr. Policano, do I have you on the line as well?
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've got the top-notch Dr. Policano here today, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. Again, those of you that have joined us for the first time, thank you very much. Just a bit about ourselves, our company, and why we are hosting this free webinar today is, first and foremost, my name is Ryan Williams. I am one of the people behind a company called Inight Health Apps. And one of our primary focuses is developing interactive biofeedback apps, typically with using a component of spectral voice analysis, where we actually combine certain processes to be able to analyze the body, all of this being able to be done using an app. So we've got a series of different products that we have developed over the last maybe 5-6 years. As I said, they are all sort of interactive biofeedback apps designed to help A, analyze your body, and B, to actually get your body back into balance. But that's not really why we're here today. Why we are here is to learn about your hormones, what they are, and how we can change them. And with that note, we've got an absolutely fantastic speaker, Dr. Policano. Those of you that are familiar with her, fantastic. I'm sure you are familiar with her. Those of you that are not, I'm just going to give you a quick little bio. I don't really want to call it a bio, but just a quick sort of synopsis about Dr. Policano. She's a naturopathic doctor. She practices in Portland, Oregon. She received a degree from the National University of Natural Medicine in Portland. She has over 10 years of experience as a naturopath. Dr. Policano, she specializes in research about energy and frequency medicine. She's taught classes on energy medicine since 2013, and she's done some fantastic research and training with the Genius Insights Biofeedback app, the Vector Complete Body Scan, GB2000, the Beamer, and more. Dr. Policano, she holds regular classes and workshops in person and online on a regular basis, and she's always available for consultations. Now, before I hand this over to Dr. Policano, first of all, I want to thank you. I know your time is valuable. However, we've got some great information to share. But I'm very much of the person that, I recognize, your time is your money. So we want to try and make this a bit exciting. So here's the deal. If you guys stick through this presentation, it'll only be about half an hour, maybe 35 to 40 minutes. We have a special gift for you right at the end. So all you've got to do is stick around for 30 minutes. Listen to what we have to say, and we will be gifting you a gift. So stick around, and if you do have any questions, on the right-hand side of your screen, you have a question area. If you have any questions, go ahead and post those questions. Dr. Policano will not be able to see those questions. I, however, as the moderator will, and if the time is right or when we can sneak in a question or two, we will certainly do that. So, Dr. Policano, thank you so much for joining us, and over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ryan, and it's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited. And getting some feedback there. All right, hopefully that's it. So great to be with everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. And I want to talk to you today about something I've studied a lot, and that is hormones. Hormones is one of the basic things that we really focused on in naturopathic college, and I've focused on in my practice. And the reason is because we have an epidemic of hormonal imbalances. And while you're there, being a part of the webinar, I'd love it if you just type into the chat box there any hormonal issues that you've had in the past, whether it be PCOS or fibroids or menstrual cramps or difficulties with menopause. Please feel free to just tell us a little bit about what hormonal imbalances you're experiencing. And we certainly would love to know more about that. I've been a naturopathic doctor for over a decade, and I've worked a lot with bioidentical hormones, and I've worked a lot with supplementation. And what I want to offer to you is that those are expensive interventions that, in my experience, still have side effects and also don't have great compliance. No one wants to take a hormone or a medication or a supplement forever. So I was lucky enough to discover energy medicine. And I want to explain to you how energy medicine can be very inexpensive and can be very effective. And we're going to be talking about energetic techniques that you can start to use right now. When the ad said, learn a simple energetic technique for hormonal balancing, we really meant it. We're going to teach that to you today. So even if you don't take anything else away from today, you'll have some things you can start to do right away to balance your hormones with very little money and very little effort. One thing I want to share with you that has to do with energy medicine that's a little hard for Westerners to grasp is that we are energetic beings. And you may have heard that and think, well, I'm not really sure how we're energy, but our heartbeat is electrical, our brain waves are electrical, everything within our body is energy. And maybe if that makes sense to you, maybe put a yes in the chat box so we know. Or if it just seems totally foreign to you and you're not really familiar with the idea that we are energy, go ahead and put no, I've never heard of this before, or no, that doesn't make sense to me, or yeah, thumbs up, I totally get it. So you are a composite of many different energies, and in fact, you're picking up a lot of energies around you. You might have noticed that when your spouse or your child is in a bad mood, it's hard for you to feel in a good mood because you're picking up that energy, you're sensing that energy. So you are a composite of many energies around you, even the music that's playing, whatever scenario you're in. Sometimes when you're at a bar, you notice that doesn't have really a great energy, but if you go to a spiritual retreat, there might be really good energy. So you know and you sense energy naturally because we are energetic beings. Now, when you're thinking about energy from now on, I want you to think if it's possible that there are energies around you that are shaping and influencing you every single day. Again, whether someone's in a good mood or a bad mood, or the energy of music playing, or the energy of a place that you're going to, how are the invisible energies around you shaping the way that you feel? And as you become more aware of this, what things make you feel good, what places make you feel bad, you will become more aware of what energetic beings we are. And it's really a fun practice when you become aware of it. So focus on the energies around you. What people make you feel good? What people don't make you feel good? You might want to avoid them because their frequency is different. They're running a different frequency from you. And when you encounter that frequency, you also sort of equilibrate yourself to that frequency. So you tend to gravitate towards positive people. It's a natural sort of response of being human, birds of a feather flock together type of a thing. And music. So what type of music makes you feel good? Whatever music that is, it might be jazz or classical music, or it might just be pop or rock and roll. When you hear that, it's because you're tuning into a frequency and your energy matches or resonates with that particular frequency. That's why they make you feel good or they make you feel not so good. And the same thing with places. If you're drawn to going to the ocean or going for a hike, or you really like to go to parties, it's because those experiences have certain frequencies. So again, we're energetic beings. Energy is all around us. And so these simple concepts and experiences that you're already familiar with can help you to understand how we are energy, which kind of leads into the next part, which is about learning to use energy. Once you realize everything, including yourself, as energy, you can actually use energy in a really positive and productive way. So the energies can be harnessed. You can use them. You can capture them. You can manipulate them or massage them or mold them into a way that you want to use them to create the things you want, like good health, like balanced hormones, like even, going to places that make you feel good and hanging out with people that are positive. All of those things are a way of using energy. And I'm going to show you specific ways that you can use this energy for your health in a positive way. So energy can become something available at your fingertips, and you can begin to consciously change this energy to balance your hormones, but to change your life and to shape your world. So let's go back to sort of the basics of hormones, and then we'll proceed with the way of influencing the energy in your body to change these hormones. And this is going to free up the need for all of those supplements and all of those, whether they're bioidentical or prescription hormones. Now, I'm not recommending that you do those things specifically, but I'm letting you know to consider that it is possible. And it's certainly been my experience that teaching people about using energy has resulted in needing less of those things. So the basics of hormones. After all my experience in hormones, I can pretty much break it down into some very simple components. For women, it's about balancing estrogen and progesterone. And for women, they typically have too much estrogen from things in the environment, but also the foods that we eat. And women often have too little progesterone. So they have a shortage of progesterone because of adrenal stress and different things burning the candle at both ends, and also dietary not getting the right amounts of certain foods. So they have a deficiency in progesterone and an excess of estrogen. And this entire equation of too much estrogen and too little progesterone causes women to have fibroids, causes women to have fibrocystic breasts, to have problems with their menses, to have difficulties at menopause, and on and on and on. So, and definitely I want to recommend, just to say as clear as possible, that I'm not giving you specific medical advice today. Anything you hear today, you should definitely run by a medical professional. I'm just sharing with you the observations that I've made through my practice. So for women, it's about estrogen and progesterone. So how I can help you is showing you how to balance that estrogen and progesterone. For men, as you might have guessed, it's about testosterone balance and how they regulate that testosterone. So for men, certain foods like eating meat and dairy will actually lower their testosterone. And in part, it does that because it raises their levels of harmful estrogens. So both women and men need to be cautious and careful of taking in too much estrogen. The other thing that's important about the regulation of hormones and managing the estrogen in the body is the functioning of your liver. So for example, if you know that you eat meat and dairy and you're exposed to these, what we call exogenous estrogens, it's more important than ever to make sure your liver is functioning really well. So healthy liver regulation helps with all hormonal balance for men and women. So again, we want to find creative ways to reduce the exogenous or toxic estrogens in men and in women. And again, excess estrogen in men results in a larger prostate, possibly prostate cancer. It results in not having healthy production of testosterone and producing things like DHT that cause balding in men. So it's all about balance. It's all about getting rid of those toxic estrogens, and it's all about getting your liver optimized. Now, one easy way to reduce the harmful estrogens in your life, just a really practical way that I've discovered after years of research and being in practice, is to simply remove the meat, dairy, and eggs from your diet. For some people, that's a big leap, but I just want to give you the facts so that you can take action if you want to. If you remove meat and dairy and eggs, that includes chicken and fish, from your diet, you will instantly reduce estrogen. And for men, there are good studies that show that they will actually increase their levels of testosterone in a very short amount of time. It totally runs contrary to how we think about men and meat, but it does prove itself out through these studies, and women will have significantly improved hormonal balance expressed through better menses, fewer night sweats in menopause, better sleep, less fibrocystic breasts, and the reduction of fibroids, which are the benign tumors in the uterus. So just by doing that one thing, you can make a profound shift in your hormones. This will immediately help you to balance your hormones, and I'm talking within 7 days or less. What you need to replace that meat, dairy, and eggs with is starch, and that includes potatoes, rice, quinoa, barley, sweet potatoes, all of those good comfort foods, even pasta. All of those things are starch-based, and then you add in a few fruits and vegetables, and you will start to notice a profound shift. It happens every time I help my clients and patients with this particular strategy, and they're pretty happy because I tell them to eat things like potato fries or sweet potato fries, or a nice delicious plate of pasta with some vegetables. So that is one profound way to make a shift in your hormones. Now, energy medicine, and in fact, if you combine the dietary changes with energy medicine, your results will be exponential. You'll have very, very strong, powerful results. We're going to switch from that diet piece to just moving the energy in your body. And again, learning to switch and change the energy can relieve the need to take a lot of expensive supplements and medications. Recently, one of my patients told me that for her bioidentical hormone prescription, she was spending $350 a month just on her bioidentical hormones, which were not, quite frankly, making a huge difference in how she felt. But energy medicine can make a powerful difference and free you from the constant need to take all of these items. So let's talk about how to do it. There are two different ways. There are two forms of energy medicine. There's one where you are running the energy through your own body, and that's really, really cool. Those are things like Reiki or therapeutic touch, and we're going to talk about some of those things that you can start doing right away. There are points in your body, places in your body that you can start to activate and start to balance your hormones right after this lecture is done today. You can also master the flow of energy through technology, and we're going to be touching on that as well. So it potentiates or makes even easier that work of energy medicine, of moving energy, and you can do it in a really fun way, which I'm going to show you. So let's look at these two forms and see how you can become more empowered in your life. So Donna Eden is one of the experts and pioneers in energy medicine, and she literally wrote the book on energy medicine. It's called Energy Medicine, and you can pick up her book called Energy Medicine, and in it she says, you're required today to live in conscious partnership with your body's energy systems. If you're to live fully, because everyone's life has become so separated from the natural order. So just a little punctuation there, but she's saying that you're required today to focus on energy medicine because our natural life has become so separated from the natural order. So we live in houses, we don't go outside as much, we don't get as much sunlight, we are exposed to different wireless frequencies, and she's saying now is the time to return to using energy techniques to really gain control of your life. All right, here it is. Here's a simple energy technique for balancing your hormones. It'll take you all of 2 minutes in the morning or any time you want to do this. You'll need to find this point. You don't have to do it now. You can find it later, but it's a little bit below the ball of your foot. And you can see it's between that second and third bone. So if you go back from your second and third toe, you're going to find this very intuitively. The minute you find your kidney 1 point, you will feel it. You'll feel a little bit of tenderness there. The idea is to apply pressure for 30 seconds to 1 minute. And you can sort of apply it and then relax the pressure, apply your finger and then relax the pressure. You can put some essential oil on this point. This is your kidney 1 point. When you do this, you're going to rejuvenate your vitality. This has to do with your Jing energy, which is considered to be a master energy of hormones. So by applying pressure here and opening up the energy, it's going to allow your hormones to become rebalanced and to work better because you're shifting the energy, and so everything else will follow. So if you just wanted to do that one thing, you could just do that one thing. That would be a way of applying energy medicine to your body right now to make a change. If you want to go a little bit further, I can give you 3 energetic other points or taps to change your hormones. So let's talk about what those are. They're just as easy as this other exercise. So the first one is called K27, and the pictures will show you where this is. If right now you find your collarbone and you sort of follow that collarbone in right where it meets up with the breastbone, you're going to find a point where those two converge, and right under there, maybe just move a little bit further out, you're going to find that K27. Again, you're going to find it very naturally under that collarbone, right near the breastbone, because it's going to feel tender. So what you do is you can start tapping right now on that point, and immediately it may boost your energy. Again, it works on that Jing energy, which helps you to open up the energy and rebalance and revitalize these hormones. So the hormones are better balanced, and they also do what they're supposed to do. Your hormones have certain functions in your body which help to keep you healthy. This will help those functions to work much better. So we did K1, this is K27, you have it on both sides, and you should tap it for about 30 seconds. This will really help to reset your energetic system and help those hormones to work better. The second one in this series is called the thymus point. And again, this helps to revitalize the Jing energy. It'll also help you to work on your immune system. So you can actually go to the breastbone and then follow it up about halfway, right, until you reach the top, right, at your neck. So sort of in that midpoint, you can see where it is on the picture, and you just tap right there. And you might want to do pretty good tapping right there. It'll really wake up your thymus. Again, you're going to feel your energy lift. After this lecture, you're going to really feel like your energy has been lifted and revitalized. Your immune system is very connected to your hormones. And so again, this helps to rejuvenate the hormonal system. The final point is called the spleen neurolymphatic point. And this one is between your 7th and 8th rib, right below the breastbone. So for women, if they go to the breasts right below and then you drop down maybe just about ½ an inch, you're going to feel those tender points. And I promise you, there's almost 100% chance they're a little bit tender. And you have one on the right and one on your left. And both men and women can do this, applies to both, and you just tap on those points. And eventually some of that tenderness will start to go away. You can see it here. So you see the sports bra for women. You can see how it's just a little bit below there. Another thing the spleen neurolymphatic point does is it helps to remove the toxins from the body. And removing the toxins, that includes the toxic estrogens. So removing the toxic estrogens can be incredibly powerful. And again, this is going to help you tremendously. You may notice that your sleep improves. You may notice that you feel more settled, relaxed, but also uplifted from doing the series of these 3 points together. So there are many ways to move your energy. This is a manual one. This is one you can tap into right away. And again, we talked about the kidney point on the feet, that you would just hold the point there and apply pressure, so acupressure, and then the tapping of the thymus point, the K27 point, and the spleen point. Now, I want to introduce another concept here, and that's daily practice. People often say to me, well, when I do this, will I have to do it forever? And I say to them, well, when you think about exercise, would you just have to run 5 miles one day and then never expect to have to run again, or a mile or around the block? And they'd say, no, that's ridiculous. You have to exercise on a regular basis. So the same thing is true with energy medicine. You want to find the things that you can do, if not every day, then on a regular basis, because that builds momentum towards your healing. So do this practice every day or every other day. That builds a momentum. So we've been talking about manual ways that you can tap in immediately to balance your hormones. Now, there are more ways to move energy for hormonal balance, and I think you'll find these really intriguing and really fun. And that's using technology. We're moving into an age of light, energy, frequency, and technology is moving too. And I want to introduce you to a really fun way of doing that I personally do every day, and I think you'll find it really, really fun. So that is with a software called the Genius Insight. And I literally am going to show you how to test and balance your hormones in just minutes with this program. This is a program that goes on your iPad or your iPhone or any mobile device. We don't have any big bulky boxes or wires. This is a software for today where people are moving around and they need very, very simple, easy to transport things like an iPad or a tablet to take with them in order to test and balance themselves. Again, it's called the Genius Insight software, and it goes on your iPad, your iPhone, or any Android device. It mostly works through through voice analysis. That's the main way that this works in order to capture your energy. Remember, we talked about that you have an energy, you have a frequency. Sometimes you feel good, you're vibrating at a certain frequency. Sometimes you feel sick, and even that has a measurable frequency. So whatever frequency that you're vibrating at can actually be measured. And an interesting and fascinating way of measuring it is through recording the voice. The voice frequency represents things going on within the rest of the body. And we have seen this over time. We can actually detect if someone has a thyroid imbalance or other issues going on with them through the voice. So there's been a lot of different versions of this. And this is a very sophisticated version that goes into the system and will allow you to test your hormones. So let's look at that. For example, if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, very, very popular in my practice, you can actually use voice analysis to test that on yourself. And I'm wondering if we skipped a couple of slides here. Let's just see. So, all right, let me just stop here for a second. The way that this works is you record your voice, you press a few buttons, and it will basically tell you if there's inflammation, a thyroid imbalance. This panel that we're looking at is specifically for people with PCOS, and this is how I test them. Is there PCOS from a thyroid imbalance? Is it from underlying inflammation? Is it because they're not exercising? And so I'm able to get to the root cause of what's going on with them. So you can harmonize and test yourself in minutes. It just takes a few clicks and you can have some really amazing results. So we're going to show an example of that in just a second, but basically I tell my patients, a lot of patients that I work with have the software, and I teach them to balance themselves daily. You're able to look at deeper energetic imbalances. You're able to have the ability to take action on those imbalances, and then you build momentum through the daily practice of doing it. Basically, you record your voice. It tells you what's out of balance, And then you simply drag items into a balancing tray and you balance yourself with the software. Now, it sounds like an amazing thing to do, but the more amazing thing is that it gets results. And I work on many, many people who it never fails to amaze me that people are getting better sleep, they're feeling better after a session, they're feeling sort of like they just took a quick nap, they're feeling that level of restoration or revitalization. So it's immensely powerful, and it's a way to move the energy in our body in a little bit of a different way than what we talked about with the different points. So let me just give you an example of how I use this and how my patients use this. I had a 42-year young woman, which around your early 40s is when you start to go through perimenopause. She was experiencing weight gain, her hair was thinning, and she was having a lot of food cravings. I discovered, both with the genius and with my understanding of hormones, that it was something called PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, now epidemic. I'd be shocked if, at least one person on here today didn't have this. So it really fit the picture of what was going on with her, and it came up on the genius. You could see it on the software that she was experiencing this. Well, I gave her instructions on how to balance herself daily with the program. And within about 3 weeks, she said that she's lost 7 pounds. Her acne was clearing. She had some acne around her chin. And she tells me that no matter what's going on, she always feels better after she does the balancing. So she does it daily for about 15 minutes. And you can do other things while you're doing the balancing as well. So I want to open this up for questions, to ask any questions about what is this all about? What can it do for you? How does it work? And we also want to inspire you to try it for yourself. That's how I have my patients get introduced to this, is they can use it for 15 days, the whole program. We don't take anybody's credit card to charge them afterwards. We just want you to take this out and test drive it, because it's such a great program and it has so many great results that if people want to keep getting those results, they'll get the program. And I also offer a 30-minute online demonstration. So if you'd like to be tested personally by me and see what's going on with your hormones, I'd be more than happy to do that, and I'm available to do that. We can find out what's going on with your estrogen, progesterone. For men, their testosterone. Again, these are only energetic results. We don't make any claims about the diagnosis. I can just tell you it very closely mirrors what I know is going on with my patients. So if you're interested in checking that out for 15 days, we want to offer you a program that you can keep. You get 100% ownership of this license of a binaural beat program that will help you to learn faster and focus better. So this is a program that goes right on your mobile device, and it plays binaural beat sequences that are specifically designed to help you to focus better, to improve your memory, to learn faster. If you have any cognitive or focus issues, this can help to improve them. We only have 15 licenses to give away, and it's first come, first serve. So all we want you to do is just take a test drive, just check out the Genius program. That means essentially just downloading the trial. After you download the trial, we'll send you the license for this program. You can keep it forever, and it's a fantastic program for anyone who wants to improve their brain function. So energy medicine is truly the wave of the future. You guys know that. You see more programs out there using light, using frequency. It's going to be used in mainstream medicine. It's really an exciting time to be alive, because it does mean fewer side effects, and it means faster results for people. Just to let you know a little bit about the Genius, the original version was developed around 2012. It's based on sophisticated voice analysis, and we have people using the Genius around the world. And it's really exciting to work with and talk with all the people who are using energy medicine to change their hormones and to change their life. So master your energy to balance your hormones. Don't worry about all of those other things that you hate to take every day. You can master your energy and really change your life, really powerfully improve all aspects of your energy, not just your hormones, your immune system, your neurological system, so many aspects of health. You can also reach me at this email address here, and I'm going to turn it back over to Ryan, but also open it up for any questions. So if you have any questions about your hormones, about anything that we've talked about today, about any questions that I can answer for you, I'd be happy to do that. And thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's really insightful. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Fantastic. So those of you that are still around, hopefully you're going to be taking advantage of our offer. If you have a look on the right-hand side, hopefully I've been able to load the offer there. It is available for another 3 hours. The process is relatively simple. Just click on the download now. You complete the form there. Once we've got that information, we'll go ahead and send you out the respective downloads. So again, on the right-hand side, just go ahead and complete that information. Computer. Okay, we have a few questions here. I just wanted to test. Typically, the products and I'm not too sure if I'm getting an ecosystem here, but hopefully not. But the products and services that are available through Inside Health Labs, through this presentation, they are designed for mobile devices only. In other words, iPhones, iPads, Android tablets, iPad Pro. What that would imply is that if you have a MacBook Pro, perhaps, or if you have a Windows desktop computer, you will not be able to download the software onto any of those devices. We have explored, many, many times about taking some of the concepts that we have and making them more of a sort of desktop type of version. The challenge that we have with that is one of the things that we really pride ourselves on now is being really responsive to new research, to new developments, to being able to come up, to being able to release regular software updates. As soon as you start playing around with Windows and then with your Mac OS system, instead of having 2 platforms to support, you've suddenly got 4 platforms. And really part of the research that we've done, it just creates an absolute, a software programming headache. Our expenses skyrocket. As a result, we cannot be as quick with releasing these software updates. And I think, the reality is that as time goes on, more and more people are turning towards iPads and iPhones, etc., to actually do a lot of their work as well. So that's really our focus. So for those of you that do have a Windows desktop or a MacBook Pro, hopefully you have an Android tablet or an Android device or an iPhone, even one of the older iPhones or even an iPod Touch would actually work for you on that. So again, regardless whether you are an existing Genius Insight owner or somebody that's looking at adventuring into this whole new world of information-coded biofeedback, if you go ahead and complete that form, we will regardless send you out a free copy of your Super Learning Insights app. So lastly, again, those of you that have joined us, thank you so much. We will be doing more and more of these, so keep an eye out on your email inbox. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. And thank you again, Dr. Polikana. Thank you.